I spent 10 hours learning Baptiste. Here is how much I was able to improve. This particular challenge was very interesting due to the fact that there are long time gaps between most of the hours that I played on this character, so you will not only actually see how much I was able to progress on Baptiste itself, but at Overwatch in general, my positioning, mechanical skill, understanding of the cooldowns usage and ultimate economy, really reading the situation and knowing when to engage and disengage. And it was actually eye-opening to see how much I was able to progress in that 2 months period. This is exactly the time gap between my first hour and my last one. Jesus Christ, I went from playing against Plats to playing against Masters, and of course, games were super hectic, and I'm not in a kindergarten than I was before. But it is actually so nice to see your progress, simply because most of the time you are so blind and clueless to how much you were improved if you are not making notes, if you are not really like having a track of the time that you've spent on a character, and you don't have any footage. You have no idea. Are you plateauing right now? Are you improving tremendously? So looking at my first hour footage, my aim was decent, nothing special. I'm still very new to the Baptiste recoil, which is pretty strange. It's like a hit scan, but you have to constantly readjust your crosshair to make the best out of your character. His healing is pretty rough, and it takes time to really master, especially on the flying characters, especially on the characters that are very mobile, and you need to like have these ballistics kind of values in mind in order to like really hit those thingies. Lamp usage, I found out that I am just so greedy with my lamps. Look at that happy little accident. I just found out that I'm so greedy with my lamps, and my window positioning is not the greatest, but of course it will take time. It's not like you can take a character. By the way, I am very new to the game. This first hour I had like 100 hours in game tops. At the end of it I have about 300, but yeah, still very new to the game, but I'm it feels like I'm progressing like really fast. Looking at the earlier clips that I had. Oh, come on, man, heal him, don't reload. Oh, cringe is setting upon my self. This guy, by the way, this guy on the tank said that I have more damage than healing. Well, of course. What have you expected? The time gap between the first hour and the second one was approximately 2 weeks, and throughout this time I was playing other characters, I was playing other roles, I was learning Overwatch and having fun on other characters. Baptiste is a pretty high skill ceiling character. You have to really work on your mechanical part in order to be exceptional, in order to be useful, and certainly I did not have that back then, and it was pretty rough for me to like cope with the cruel reality of the situation, so I felt that I need to play other characters. DPS is my favorite role. This is exactly why I said that of course I will have more damage than healing. Actually, throughout the whole challenge it is not gonna be the case. I would have similar damage to healing, or my healing is gonna be a lot more than my damage, simply because I realized one simple thing. Your teammates is your biggest treasure as a support. You are literally nobody without your DPS, you are literally nobody without your second support, you're literally nobody without your tank. So keeping them alive is going to be your first and the most important priority when it comes to playing in the correct manner. Happy little accident with Farah here.
No way, man.
My window usage is still pretty clunky. I am... Why am I reloading here, man? Why am I reloading? So yeah, Baptiste has plethora of ammo, so you can actually just being chilling and never reload in your life. Here is a happy little accident where I jumped over my opponents. our two games are chill. I feel like I was still in Plat back then, like Plat 2 or something. So obviously there are people in Plat 2 who like spend 2,000-3,000 hours in game, but they are just hard stuck, and obviously they are more experienced than you. What a beautiful saved by Baptiste, and you saved Baptiste messages. Nice, thank you. I I know that. So yeah, the players are like a lot more experienced than me, but it feels like I have the newbie buff where it's still really, I still very much enjoy playing Overwatch and still enjoy like climbing. Everything is new to me. I have this aha moments every single time, and I feel like it's very important to do it in every single area of your life, whether like it's your job or something. Like, look at my damage, 13k damage and 6k healing, 15% crit hit accuracy. Wow. I feel like at the 3-hour mark, I realized that I actually have to heal more than I damage, simply because opponents will just punish you for you being an absolute idiot and trying to play the third DPS, especially if you have like Zen. Oh, good luck keeping your team alive when you are doing stuff like this. I feel like the hour 3 mark is when I finally realized that I need to, I need to keep my teammates alive, because I watched a few videos of the best players in the game right now that were playing Baptiste. First of all, I'm like, yo, there are specific maps that they are taking Baptiste on, and there are just better options for other maps. Although you can, like in ranked, I realized that you can win pretty much with any comp. You can take Sigma, you can take Tracer, which is like, why would you? It's like a fish that needs a bicycle, right? A Sigma and a Tracer. But yeah, you can definitely make every single, oh my god, man, what a shot was that? You can definitely make every single hero combination work, and it's like, nah, in ranked you are just free to do whatever you want. But if you want to maximize your win rate and results, there are certain maps where Baptiste is shining the most. Obviously, we will speak about them a little bit later. This map was really interesting. This was super, like, yo, I'm just keeping everyone alive, man. Like, everyone is healthy, everyone is safe. That's awesome. And the amount of healing that you can oh my god, cringe. The amount of healing that you can actually output is insane, especially when your teammates are stacking together like 2-3 players. Jesus Christ, you're literally the highest healing character in the game where that thing is happening. Burst healing is great. That was actually a nice window. I'm like, why is he not dealing damage? And then I realized that I'm not shooting his head. Oh man, this is gonna be rough. And here I'm going for like an awkward type of playstyle where I'm flanking a little bit, going for the pick here. Obviously on higher like master lobbies this is not gonna work. There ain't no way that's gonna work. This guy would get cleansed, this guy would get insta-healed by Kiriko, Anna would be there, but I was still had pleasure in playing Plats. So here, look, healing is 2 times more than damage. Nice. It's safe to say that Hour 4 was definitely my villain arc. Just the character from anime that came back after 2 months of practice just to destroy everyone, to level up, to power up. I have grown both mentally and physically and ready to take on some giga hard lobbies. Obviously, just like Einstein said, everything is relative. One man's rash lobbies, another man's really hard challenge. But yep. Again, I am still going for the same thing where I'm keeping my teammates alive. But most of the time I see Baptiste players, they are just heal botting. It's like, dude would have 15k healing and 1000 damage. That is definitely not correct. Just like having 10k damage and 5k healing is not correct either. So you have to have a healthy proportion, healthy balance to your damage output versus your healing to really pressure opponents, but at the same time making sure that your teammates are not dying. And it sounds very easy on the paper, but in reality you have to take a lot of things into consideration when you are going for a playstyle like this. A beautiful window to zone the Kiriko. We are going for the monkey here. Look at that. Like, great. the fact that you can actually deny space for enemies and make them very uncomfortable to pick you is just massive. This is Baptiste's greatest treasure, and it works like absolute wonders. Almost gets a heal on the Pharah here. Unfortunately, it was not enough. Yeah, sometimes, like, man, you can actually work as a third DPS in some scenarios, and it is insane. It's not like you are playing a heal bot Mercy or just like pocketing behind the DPS, and the playstyle is just dry. It's very different with Baptiste. I remember this hour 5 game. It was rough, it was horrible, and the first 3 lives I spent like an absolute idiot. There was nothing interesting to, like, what... And then I'm gonna die from cringe again. Not a great window, obviously. 6 hours was definitely not enough to really master all the window spots, and it's not only about how you place the window, but like when you place it is also exceptionally important. Here I'm getting dove by the monkey while my team is taking care of the rest. I feel like this was the moment where we started coming back. I almost got the kill on the Cassidy here, which was really surprising to me. I'm like, yo, my character can actually blast players. Jesus, man. Here I'm saving Mercy. I'm actually being useful. I'm looking at my clips. I'm like, yo, this is nice. This is nice. You're gonna win this game for a reason, you know? Oh, what a beautiful clip that was when I Giga punished Hanzo and I Giga punished Monkey, and then me and the Reaper, we are both together fighting this Cassidy Mercy. Nice heal, by the way. He would 100% be dead if I were... Oh my god. These are some small details that actually make a big difference in game. I missed the heal here though. Nice. Oh my god, he bombed one on Diva and then squished another one.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way. And yeah, as I've said, we were like 85-0, and then boom. It was time for the villain arc. It was time for a massive comeback. Nice shots onto the monkey, nice shots onto the Sojourn. We're getting Sojourn again. And this is like when I realized that you can heal damage, or heal damage, heal, right? So there are multiple ways to approach Baptiste's kit. I feel like the coolest thing about Baptiste is that you are a flex support, but you can actually act as a third DPS. You are self-sufficient, you don't require healing, so the second support is free to heal the tank and DPS players. You can heal them yourself, you can window yourself very selfishly and get value just like that. There are many ways on how you can approach Baptiste, and some maps he is just insane. New Queen Street is one of them. Every single scrim that I have watched on this map when the players were playing brawl comps. If you are not familiar, brawl comps is like Ramatra, Lucio, Baptiste, and then you play Hanzo and something else, right? So this is gonna be a brawl comp where you wanna press W with speed, and the window was always there. Oh, I mean, Baptiste was always on the map like this. Jesus, man, the close quarters, like the narrow space where there are nowhere to run sometimes, is just making you an absolute reacher when it comes to like playing the character. I'm having so much fun on the character. Like, the main reason why I took so many days to recover from, like, my first hour and second hour were like 14 days apart, and the second hour and the third hour were like a few months apart, yeah, is the fact that I did not have fun on the character because of the skill issue. Like, look at how you can actually apply pressure from the high ground. I baited out Moira's thing, we got the kill here, nice, just great. And then going for the defense here, Hog would be 100% dead if I were not to be Baptiste or Kiriko. I feel like the cleanse would also be really good. Here was a nice lamp to save ourselves from this Genji that was trying to absolutely demolish us. We were getting rolled, and I'm like trying to play Fortnite here instead of instead of helping my hog. I'm so sorry, hog. I'm so sorry. I'm still very clunky with my abilities. There is nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. And here, getting massive value. It's like 4 minutes, and we were holding this choke for a very long period of time, and I absolutely love it. This window was actually not that clunky, I realized, simply because even if you don't get kills, they are forced to pull back, they are forced to retreat, simply because if they would peek it, that's a sudden death from the start. Here we are disengaging, and I was able to keep this hog alive, paired up with my, I feel like I have Ana, right? As my second support. Yeah, so we were super pocketing our hog player to keep him alive, to keep him safe. Unfortunately, it feels like we would lose this particular team fight. Yeah. Like, I'm trying my absolute hardest. This window was horrible. This was a horrible window. I should not be here. I should have been on the right side high ground. I should have been like, yeah. That was definitely my fault. I'm still very clunky mechanically and positionally. There is much to learn, and it feels like I don't deserve masters on support yet, but I'm getting there. I just need some more time. Here we are going for the 3-3, last fight of this game. We're absolutely blasting through this Reinhardt, like 4 players are staring at this shield, nothing you can do. Keeping our hog alive. Notice how he pulled back just to go in again. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Yeah, like you are not you are making this an art, not being a forceful thing when you're like, oh, I'm gonna press W anyways, I don't care if I'm low HP, like, or not. Beautiful, actually amazing. Like, disengage, get healed, and then go again. Wait for the enemy cooldowns to like get on the cooldown and just absolutely blast. So absolutely hopeless situation for opponents. We were what is my hog doing? my hog is BMing, bro, in the middle of the site. Nice. Nepal is another great map for Baptiste, simply because the geometry of the map is encouraging the teammates and opponents to get really clumped up and stay as a team, stay together, press W, hold hands. And this is really important for your kids, simply because you can utilize it in a better manner. Here we are going for a massive poke on the enemies, and Baptiste is such a great character. Here I'm saving Ashe, and we were able to blast through this Genji, who was completely clueless. It's 72-96. Will we be able to turn this around? I have no idea. Someone touched. Oh, it was the Mercy who touched. But yeah, we C9 this, unfortunately. So yeah, as you can see, my damage is not as high as my healing. I am focusing on keeping my teammates alive, as this is a higher rank kind of thing. But again, when you are a plat player, obviously you go for more damage simply because of a skill issue from the enemies and skill issue from the teammates, and you're an actual win condition. This hour 7 taught me that you are not a win condition most of the time, and you are there to support and amplify your winning chances by keeping your teammates alive. Because notice and remember how many times there was a situation when you were about to cook the whole lobby, but you did not get healed, or you did not get saved, or your Ana missed a few shots. Like, there are so many moments where I will play in tank, especially Zarya, right? 100 energy, and you're about to blast everyone, and you just need 2 seconds of your of the time to stay alive, and this is not happening. Like, notice how I'm keeping everyone safe and alive with my Kiriko, cleanse, this, that, and as you can see, they've wasted all of their cooldowns achieving nothing, and our cooldowns is up, so we can actually do a little counter attack, re-engage, and get a W onto that fight, onto that engage, right? Here I am like playing on the high ground. Unfortunately, I failed to keep my Hanzo, unfortunately, not the Hanzo, I'm sorry, Genji alive, and died from cringe from Pharah, but my team got it. So it's 1-1. I'm going for a nice window. This is actually a pretty good window. It's denying coalescence simply because this guy's always at the risk of dying because his healing is not gonna be enough to save his poor soul. And yeah, and this is gonna be the last fight. Again, I'm just here to support. Sometimes you don't need to left click that much. You only need to keep your queen alive and safe to get the value. And this was such a great moment, such a great game. And as you will see, we got the W in the end. It feels like if I were to damage, we would definitely lost this game. Every single time I would add a new character to each role, I realize the beauty and the magnificent pleasure that you get from playing this role. I thought tanks are a horrendous role until I learned how to play them, until I learned how to rock, paper, scissors, and until I learned how to really diff the enemy tank and have insane value on the character. The same happens with support. I always thought that I can play a flex support and kind of DPS, just like Zen and stuff. But after I played Brig and Baptiste, I just realize the beauty of the character, the fact that you can actually save your teammates, and this is so valuable. It's otherworldly. You will never get a feeling like this on a DPS. And look, this is beautiful right here. This is literally the relationship between your tank and your support, and the fact that you are saving him from inevitable death. Especially the moment where it's yo, I'm 100% dead, and then you're pulling out some crazy amounts of burst healing to keep him alive and safe. This is a magnificent feeling, and playing support is definitely encourages you to go for that mentality. Again, looking at my hour 1 and hour 8, I made a massive progress in terms of my mechanical skill, understanding of the game in general, ultimate usage, cooldowns usage. I am a lot more efficient with my health packs and keeping my teammates alive. I'm going for the health packs. I'm not afraid to take duels with enemies. Of course, this is all relative, and if you would place me into top 500 lobby, I'm going to be the worst player here, even though my aim is great, simply because they are more experienced. And yeah, but still I feel like it does not matter, simply because we all have our individual roads, and my road is cool. And if I compare myself not with other players but with myself in the past, it's safe to say that I made a massive progress in those 2 months of playing, and hopefully sooner or later I'm gonna get GM on every role. Hopefully I will be able to do unranked to GM. Hopefully I will be able to get more value out of my coaching with better understanding of the game. I feel like that's gonna be a massive thing and the next milestone for me as a player. I'm just having massive fun on Baptiste. Here we are going for a little verticality thing where we are taking high ground and just absolutely diffing our opponents. I feel like it's going to be the perfect moment to speak about my experience on the character, get you the best ideas of where to use him, how to use him, when to use him. Baptiste is great on maps, on sniper maps, Havana, Circuit Royale, Junkertown, where you have the ability to place a window and actually diff your enemies within that narrow space. Nepal is an excellent map simply because of the verticality, because you can actually use your, how is it called? Your super duper jump legs to to get to a better play. Look, this is such a great highlight right here, and this was a game against masters, grandmasters. Beautiful. Look at the Battle Mercy nanoed. Oh my god, man. Ain't no way. This was a particularly rough game. I was trying my absolute hardest, yet I just was not able to really get the maximum value. Look, this guy's just no, no. No limits. I feel like the best teammates are going to be the brawl tanks, like Zarya, Ramadra, Junker Queen, as you can keep them alive, they can all benefit from your window. They can all get massive value from your healing and your lamp. Like imagine you are lamping the Zarya and now she has the bubble and she bubbles herself 100 energy, absolute giga defage onto every single human being that she will see in the range. It feels like I'm like, yo, this Kiriko, I can't kill her. Get her please, Mr. Zarya player. Oh yeah. And here a beautiful target switching. Looked like an aimbot a little bit. So yeah, we are keeping our teammates safe, we are keeping our teammates alive, and this is such a nice feeling where I'm like, don't worry tank, you can actually go and create space, you can actually go and try to diff players. What a beautiful combination with like Bob and Window. Such a massive one as well, that will actually get you a lot more kills and wins as a result. Again, I am applying pressure, and just making myself a better teammate overall, which is pretty amazing. Look, like right here, this Ashe would have been dead 100% of the times, and then boom, healing, applying pressure, healing, applying pressure. Nice. This was actually so beautiful. I feel like I would have panicked, and he said in the voice chat like, yo, thank you, man. This is such a nice feeling. And here I am. Oh my god, man. Can you imagine using a window like this? Jesus Christ. What a nice game. Hour 10, and it's time to give you my honest thoughts on the character. I feel like Baptiste, he can definitely be an absolute top tier character if you are utilizing him in a correct manner. You are taking him on correct maps with correct comps. Make sure that you get yourself a tank friend that you know that's reliable, and you can actually save him. You can actually make sure that this guy is gonna diff everyone if he's gonna get enough healing. Like, look at that, man. This Reaper is so grateful that I am his support. I'm just keeping this guy alive, and we were able to stagger our opponents and get a massive W as a result here. Like, look, oh my god, but the improvement that I got from hour 0 to hour 10 is immaculate. The fact that I went from the damage bot, yes, yeah. I don't think I would never say that, but the damage bot with 0 to no healing, because I just don't have mental capacity to really heal. It's not in my, you know, it's not in my headspace. I don't consider that an option. To an absolute massive this defage machine here. Oh man, why did I not lamp him? We would have been dead anyways. To like being a person that's actually going in, creating space, creating pressure constantly, off angles, damage, and you are distracting your enemies, you're making sure that your teammates are alive. Like here, boom, again, keeping them alive, boom, both of them. This is so important, because like imagine your Zarya is at 50% HP. Notice how much like clunkier it is gonna be for her to go and diff someone in comparison with her being like full HP, right? You're not gonna be as accurate. You can like make bold moves. You can actually go for the plays that will give you the most value for like the things that you are doing. And this is amazing. I'm keeping this guy alive. Unfortunately, I missed my oh no, man. Died from cringe. It still feels like 10 hours is not enough. And here we are diffing 2 DPS players. Hey, no way. Hey, no way. And this is the last fight. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this video was somewhat helpful to you, entertaining. See you in the next one. Take care. Good luck in your Baptiste games.